Greg Giraldo started his stand-up career in 1992 after he left the law profession. A graduate of Harvard Law School, he got his inspiration to become a comic by watching terrible comics that evening in the Improv and thinking, man, these guys blow so bad, I can definitely do this. Giraldo went on to become one of the funniest insult comedians on the roast circuit and a fixture on the Comedy Central roast show, having appeared in 8 of the 9 first roasts before his untimely death in 2010. Coming in at number 5 is the roast of Bob Saget. This roast was in 2008 with John Stamos as the Roastmaster General.
Which brings me to the man of the hour, Bob Saget, everybody, huh? Bob Saget. Bob, you are a genital wart on the cock of American culture. Seriously, who gives a shit about Bob Saget? With your long neck, pointy beak, and granny glasses, you're like the Vlasic pickle stork. Except instead of delivering babies, you're not funny. You're like my 7-year-old son. You think cursing is hilarious, and you're not surprised your dick is the same size it was in the first grade. And where the hell are the Olsen twins? The Olsens are like Tom Green's testicles. They look the same, but one is fake and empty inside, and the other one's been licked by Heath Ledger. He'd be cool with it. I read an interview where you referred to yourself as an artist. Are you kidding me? As an artist? You use the phrase as an artist? You are a vortex of artistic compromise. Charlie Sheen watches you and feels good about himself. You are an artist in the same way Cloris Leachman is moist. You're not an artist, Bob, and stop enjoying your ironic hipness that's going on with you these days. You're not cool. Stop trying to be hip. At one point in your act, you actually say, "Who's your daddy? Say my name, look me in the eye, true dat." Holy I couldn't cringe any harder if I watched my mom in a bukkake video. I'm done being mean, Bob. I've met you a bunch of times. You've always been hilarious and super cool, and everybody that knows you loves and respects you. Nobody ever has a bad thing to say about you, and that's particularly surprising because you're Jewish, and you're obnoxious people. Thanks a lot for letting me do this. Thank you.
Coming in at number 4 is the roast of Jeff Foxworthy. This was Greg's first Comedy Central roast back in 2005. Bill Anvil, Ron White, and Larry the Cable Guy served as the Roastmaster Generals.
Mr. Jeff Foxworthy, folks. Jeff has always been an original and an innovator. Back when everybody was doing corny observational comedy, Jeff came up with the idea of doing it in a Southern accent. Very original. It's a good twist. You are to comedy what Wayne Brady is to black people. I've seen you dance. You ever watch that Blue Collar TV when he dances at the end? Holy remember how G.E. Smith, how spastic he looked on Saturday Night Live? You make him look like Baryshnikov on ecstasy. You look like a Special Olympics at the finish line. You've always stayed cutting edge, man. You really have. With that Keith Partridge haircut and that ferret growing on your lip. Jesus, that mustache should come with ass chaps and a nipple ring. What are you thinking? With your wardrobe and that gay walrus mustache, you look like one of the Village People on Casual Friday. You look like a guy Tonya Harding would in a 78 Nova. You put out 11 books, including a cookbook. You got greeting cards and slot machines. You're like the redneck Martha Stewart with a smaller You are a billionaire. You're like Donald Trump without the funny TV show. Seriously, Jeff, though, you're a giant comedy star. You deserve your success, and look, you made enough money that you don't have to live in the South, but you choose to. So you're the real deal. Congratulations, man.
Coming in at number 3 is the roast of David Hasselhoff. This roast took place in 2010 and unfortunately was his final roast. McFarlane was the Roastmaster General.
One more hand for the Hoff, everybody, huh? It's about time. David Hasselhoff, what a legend. Hasselhoff's sitting on a lifeguard chair because that's what you're most known for. I guess when we roasted Pam, she should have been sitting on a dick. That is quite a tuxedo. You look like Adam Lambert's prom date. You're huge in Europe. You're even knighted by the Queen of England. She dubbed you cirrhosis of liver. Hasselhoff, have you ever not been drunk? You used to have a car that started when you talk to it. Now you have a car that won't start when you blow into it. You're such a drunk. When alcohol does its taxes, it lists you as a dependent. You starred in Jekyll and Hyde on Broadway. Give him a round of applause for that. It's excellent acting. You played a normal guy who drinks something and then turns into a raging, abusive asshole. What impressive range. Maybe for your next big leap, you can go out for the part of washed-up, drunken cheeseburger eater. Hasselhoff, you're drunk. You drink a lot, right? Your liver is so shriveled, black, and dead, if you put your ear to your side, you can hear it go, "What you talking about, Willis?" Your liver...
Coming in at number 2 is the roast of Cheech and Chong. This was a 2008 roast broadcast by TBS titled Cheech and Chong Roasted, hosted by Brad Garrett.
Shelby Chong is here. Holy shit, what a hot old broad. Shelby Chong is here, or as Cheech calls her, Smoko Ono. Actually, Cheech has a hot Russian wife. Tommy wanted to get one too, but as a felon, he can't order things by mail. Cheech and Chong, just when I thought they were gone, they came back. They're like the herpes of comedy. It's exciting. And what a career you've had, huh? After you split up, Cheech became a big TV star, and Chong went to jail. You guys are like Lance Armstrong's testicles. One of you kept cruising along, and the other one stopped working, was ripped from its home, and finally left to rot in the can. Here's my impression of Tommy Chong in prison. Hey! What are you trying to do? You ruined my rectum, man. I just bought it. Cheech, you love to play golf, and some people say that that's a sellout move for a Mexican-American. That's horse. What could be more Mexican than sweating on a freshly mowed lawn with dirty balls and a bag full of weapons? Cheech met Chong in Canada, where Cheech went to avoid the draft. Wow, you're the first Mexican ever to leave the country illegally. But anyway, you know what? You guys are the best. I mean it. I love you guys. You've been huge comedy heroes of mine, and I'm so psyched you're back. Good. Thanks for having me here. Congratulations.
And finally, coming in at number 1 is the roast of Flavor Flav. This was a 2007 roast with Cat Williams as the Roastmaster General.
Guest of honor, Flavor Flav. This is exciting, Flav. It really is. This is an honor. I've never roasted an oily cadaver before. You're like a turd with teeth. Look at yourself. I love the crown. You look like King Lear got trapped in a forest fire. You are one black mother. You're like a skeleton wrapped in electrical tape. You look like Idi Amin after a 3-year crack binge on the sun. You're a groundbreaker. Let's face it, Flav, this is a racist country, and normally to make it in America, a black man has to be really good at something. Flavor of Love, I've seen more culturally uplifting entertainment at a Tijuana donkey show. All right, Flav. Well, you're the best, man. You've just left a mark on the cultural landscape that people can only dream of doing, and you're one of the most memorable people ever in the history of entertainment. And you know that clock around your neck, that was just a pure genius. Because watching you, America really always knows what time it is. It's time black people stop progressing as a race.